And the Lord turned and looked at Peter. Luke 22:61. That look is not one of condemnation, but of remembrance. It's as if Jesus were saying, without words, I knew this would happen, and still I prayed for you. That is the strength of grace. The same grace that keeps faith alive even when man fails. Do you see the divine irony? The enemy wanted to destroy Peter, but the sifting only revealed what was true in him. His faith was tested, but not annihilated. The wind of shame blew away self-confidence, and what was left was a humble, dependent, living faith. That's why Peter's tears are not the end, but the beginning of rebuilding. After denying the master and hearing the rooster crow, Peter withdraws in tears. Luke 22:62 describes, with simplicity, what human words can barely express. And Peter went out and wept bitterly. That weeping marks the moment of conversion, not a conversion to faith for the first time, but an inner conversion, the breaking of pride and the birth of humility. Jesus had already prophesied this when he said, "And you, when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers." Luke 22:32. Notice the subtlety. He didn't say if you turn back, but when. Christ never doubted Peter's future. He anticipated his restoration. And it's in that detail that divine love shines in full power. Jesus not only foresaw the fall, he also foresaw the return. And that return doesn't happen through Peter's strength, but through God's grace working at the lowest point of the human soul. Peter's conversion isn't merely moral, it's theological. He comes to understand that true faith isn't built on self-confidence, but on absolute dependence on Christ. See how precise the text is. Before the sifting, Peter trusted himself. Afterward, he trusted only the Lord. It's the full process of faith and testing, the passage from the natural man to the spiritual man. The fall, therefore, isn't the end, but the ground where new character is born. And that's the secret of divine sovereignty. The same Satan who asked for Peter to destroy him was used by God to shape him. Now think about it. The man who wept bitterly that night would just days later become the bold preacher of Pentecost. The one who denied before a servant girl would proclaim before multitudes. Peter's conversion is the symbol of victory through trial, a faith that, once sifted, becomes unshakable. But Jesus didn't just restore Peter, he gave him a mission. And in that mission, we understand the true purpose of the sifting. In Luke 22:32, after announcing the sifting and the intercession, Jesus declares, "And you, when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers." This sentence is both the conclusion and the climax of the revelation. The Master not only foretells Peter's fall and restoration, he reveals the divine purpose behind the trial, to transform pain into ministry, failure into strength, and humiliation into compassion. Peter was sifted not only for his own sake, but for the sake of others. The spiritual test that almost destroyed him would become the foundation of his spiritual leadership. Now the apostle who once judged learns to restore. The one who was quick to speak learns to listen. The one who denied learns to comfort. The spiritual sifting transformed him into a shepherd of souls, someone who understands both the weight of failure and the worth of grace. See how extraordinary this is. The same man who failed publicly would become the symbol of public restoration. Biblical theology is fulfilled in him. The grain that passed through the wind now becomes food for others. Every tear turns into wisdom, every wound into spiritual authority. That's why in his letters, Peter speaks so much about trials of faith, temptation and victory, grace and restoration. He doesn't write from theory, he writes from scars. God allowed Satan to sift Peter, but the final result was the exact opposite of what the enemy intended. The devil planned destruction, God produced edification. The sifting revealed the true Peter, not the impulsive one, but the steadfast one, Not the self-confident one, but the dependent one. Not the one who falls, but the one who rises and lifts others up. If this message spoke to your heart, it's because God is also preparing you through your own sifting. And just like Peter, what may seem like a fall could actually be the beginning of your restoration. So don't stop here. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and keep growing with us in the Word. There are many more revelations like this to come, and I guarantee each new video will strengthen your faith even more.